Somebody's gonna watch this video and think it's too late for me, too late to speak clearly, too late to stop stumbling over my own words, too late to be someone people actually listen to. I need you to hear this from someone who has actually lived it, not someone quoting a book. It's not too late. I'm not saying that to make you feel better. I'm saying it because I was that person, and I'm going to prove it to you in the next few minutes. A few years ago, I couldn't finish a sentence in front of more than 3 people without my voice shaking. I'd rehearse what I wanted to say perfectly in my head, word for word, and then the moment came and none of it came out right. I used to think some people were just born with it. That thing where words just arrive in the right order at the right time. I believed that for years, and believing it kept me quiet in every room that mattered. Then I got on a stage, a real one, a national speaking competition in front of judges, in front of people who do this professionally, and I froze halfway through my first sentence. Not because I didn't know the topic, but because the second I felt eyes on me, every ounce of preparation disappeared. I finished the speech shaking. I don't even remember half of what I said. Here's what I didn't understand back then that I understand now. That moment on stage wasn't the proof I wasn't good at this. It was proof that I hadn't practiced the actual skill yet. I had practiced the words, but I hadn't practiced the speech. Those are completely different things, and almost nobody tells you that. We treat communication like it's a personality trait, like you either have it or you don't. Like charisma is something you are issued at birth, and if you didn't get it, that's just your seed in life. That is completely provably false, and I'm walking proof of that. Let's actually break down where too late comes from, because it's not really about age or time at all. Too late almost always means one of the 3 things. 1. You compared yourself to someone who's had 10 more years of reps than you. 2. You tried once, it went badly, and you decided that one moment was the verdict on your whole future. 3. You're waiting to feel ready, and that feeling of ready never actually arrives on its own. None of these are actually about time running out. They are about comparison, one bad data point, and waiting for permission that was never coming out. Speaking is trained, not inherited. You are not behind a deadline because there is no deadline. Think about anyone you have ever seen who speaks brilliantly. Anyone. Every single one of them has an early version of themselves that was as shaky as you feel right now. The most confident speakers you have ever watched didn't skip the beginning. You just never saw their beginning. You only met them after hundreds of reps, dozens of failed attempts, and years of nobody watching. I didn't post my first video until I was shaking behind the camera, worried I look awkward, worried about every filler word, every pause. And I posted it anyway, not because it was perfect, but because waiting for it to feel perfect would have meant never posting anything ever. That's the actual difference between the people who become good communicators and the people who stay stuck feeling like it's too late. It's not talent, it's reps done in public before you feel ready. So if it's not too late, what do you actually do today? 3 things, simple, but they work. Lower the bar for what counts as practice. You don't need a stage, you don't need an audience. A 2-minute voice note to yourself talking through your day is practice. Ordering your food clearly instead of mumbling is practice. Every single rep counts, even the tiny ones. 2. Stop rehearsing perfect sentences in your head before you speak. That's actually the habit keeping you stuck. When you wait for the perfect sentence, you hesitate, and hesitation is what reads as not confident. Let the rough sentences out and adjust the next one. That's how real conversation works, because nobody speaks in finished paragraphs. 3. Collect proof, not perfection. After every conversation, every video, every attempt, don't ask, was that good enough? Ask, what's one thing that went better than last time? That question builds momentum, the other one just builds shame. Small proof stacked over weeks is what rewires how you see yourself, not one dramatic transformation overnight. Reps. I'm not going to pretend I have this fully figured out either. I still get nervous. I still watch some of my own videos and cringe a little. But here's what changed. I stopped waiting for the nervousness to disappear before I started. I just started while it was still there. Every video, every conversation, every attempt since then has made the next one slightly easier. Not painless, slightly easier. That's the whole secret. If you can even call it that, there isn't a version of you somewhere in the future that who finally gets ready. There's just you starting today imperfectly and getting a little better with every riff after that. So if you have been telling yourself it's too late to fix the way you speak, too late to stop stumbling over your own words, too late to be someone people actually listen to, I need you to hear this clearly. It's not. It was never about time. It's all about whether you are willing to speak barely a few dozen times in public before you speak well. I did it shaking. You can do it. However, you are able to right now, nervous, imperfect, unsure. That's allowed. That's actually the requirement, not the exception. If this reached you today, subscribe because every video on this channel from here is going to keep building this one real skill at a time. You are not too late. You haven't just started. So start.